This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco. We're delighted to be joined once again by the champ, Conor Coyle. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, it's fantastic. I know the sun's shining there still with you in America. It's 20 to 4 in the afternoon and it's 9:15 in here in Belfast now. So it's getting to the boring part of the evening where you have to go to bed.
Yeah.
But your days, I know you just obviously finished sparring and stuff like that as well. Although your face doesn't look like you have been sparring, but your days sort of still on the wind down, so to speak. Our first sort of talk since you've obviously become the North American Boxing Association, here's a tongue twister, middleweight champion. Probably, your biggest fight to date. Obviously, 10th world ranked and stuff like that as well. Are you still in that sort of high from May, or I guess now you're back in the camp, it's back to focus?
I just straight back in the camp here now in Florida. Just focusing on the next fight ahead of us. But obviously I am delighted to be in the top 10 rankings now with the WBA. My name's up in there with a mix, in the top 10 middleweights in the WBA. But obviously we want to work our way down them rankings, and get as close to number one as we can. And our main goal is to become world champion. So that's what we're working towards.
Another step closer, I guess. Sometimes when you have that ranking now, you probably pinching yourself or looking at it a few times and you're going, I'm 10th, but then now the focus then changes. You go, right, I want to be 9th, I want to be 8th, I want to be 7th. Who can we fight to get this ranking up quicker?
No, that's it. You want to work your way down now as quick as possible, because now that you're up on there, I want these big fights now. But I don't think we're going to get anything now at this end of the year. It'll probably be on in the next year now. We'll be looking for the bigger fights.
I guess that's, it's now that you're world ranked as well. Like if obviously somebody wants to have a voluntary, you're right there in the mix. Like you get a phone call tomorrow and go, right, you're fighting, there's an offer for you to fight for the world title, and you're going, I right, dead on. Who's giving my number? Who's winding you up? But that's how quickly it could happen for you.
That's it. I know my coach has me warned, and we have these talks every day in the gym. Like when I go home, you just keep yourself in shape. Keep yourself 2-3 weeks training shape. Don't let yourself get too heavy, or don't let yourself get too out of shape. Because you're at that stage now where you could get a phone call, just like the phone call we got. Possibility of the Eubank fight, but obviously we're nowhere near ready in 6 days' notice. But we have to this stage now of our career, we need to stay ready for a quick phone call.
Definitely, as I say, it's having that opportunity and it's getting the chance sometimes. Obviously, when I touch on obviously Mr. Smooth Operator, you get down on one knee when you come back from America, and obviously you proposed, and you're obviously now planning a wedding day as well. How long? I remember speaking to Jay Quigley about this before, and he was saying he was probably more nervous for proposing than he was ever nervous in a fight. Was it something similar to yourself?
No, I wasn't too nervous. I knew that's what you wanted as well. So I wasn't too nervous when they're saying no. So it was just something that was going to happen eventually, and COVID just held it back as well. So it was a good time to do it. One in the NABA belt, and then coming home, and then just staying on the high, and just asking her to marry me then. So it was the right time to do it.
I guess you always have that burning desire in your head, and you're going, in boxing, you're always used to looking for exit plans, and you're sort of going, what if she says no? What do I do? Do I just run away? Thankfully she didn't say no. But you always have that thing in your head when they go, wise up, what are you playing at? Or no. And thankfully she said yes, now it's all done and dusted. And I guess now you'll leave her to do all the planning for the wedding.
Well, I don't know about that. I think we want to grow the family, but maybe we want more before we start planning the wedding. She's in no rush to get married, but within a few years we probably will. But we haven't talked any wedding plans just yet. But it's something that we will be planning soon enough.
She'll be watching this interview and she'll be going, I've got a right idea, and you'll be messaging me going, I'm not going doing no more interviews with you. but you're obviously back out in action in 3 weeks' time. You're obviously fighting in Tampa. You're doing an 8-rounder. Was it more? What was the sort of idea behind an 8-rounder and not defending the belt? Was it just that sort of there was no opponents in line, sort of? Or what way does it work with the NABA title?
Well, I'm not too sure what way that was working, but my coach and my manager, after that last fight, I had actually during that last fight, I had rhabdomyolysis. Didn't even know what that was. Couldn't even say it. My whole body swelled up with fluid and stuff after that fight. And the Sunday, my legs and all were twice the size, and they stayed like that for a full week. So I flew home 5 days later then, and I went straight to the hospital, and I found out they did blood tests and stuff, and I had rhabdomyolysis, which is when your body overheats and dehydration and stuff like that. So it might have been just training in the heat over here, and the fight, and then everything, going the 10 rounds over here as well. Could have been a part of it. I don't even know how I got it, but I had to take 6 weeks off of doing nothing. So basically, I had no training. No, I'm not used to that. I always need to train, just for my own head. Just do a bit of exercise. But I did nothing for 6 weeks. So the main idea of this fight now, the 8 rounds, is just get me back in the flow of things again. And then we'll go for the title defense, and all goes well off after that.
Your last fight as well. I can't remember where I read it, but your last fight against Antonio Todd, I think you made the cardinal mistake of not going to the toilet. Was it before the fight? And you sort of were like, how you've been through some weird scenarios. We've obviously talked quite a lot about Mexico and stuff before, but I can imagine, you've 10 rounds. You've had obviously a minute between rounds. But what stage in the fight did you know you desperately need to go to the toilet?
Every minute of every second of every round.
And then when they're trying to give you water in the corner, it's making it worse.
Just coming in the ring entrance, it just hit me, and I said to my coach, I says, you need to cut these gloves off. I have to go to the toilet. Like I can't hold it in. He says, oh, you can't. Your opponent's in the ring. He says, we need to go. He says, are you okay? And I took a walk and just sort of tried to breathe and calm myself down. And I says, right, just let's go. So on the ring, but we went through the whole 10 rounds. But having that rhabdomyolysis, it's a toxin that leads into the kidneys and stuff like that. So that was part of the reason my body was trying to rid the toxins from the kidneys. So that was one of the reasons why I had to go as well. Well, that's what I've been told, but it is what it is. I got through the fight, got good 10 rounds in. We lifted the title. We still came out on top. So, it was another experience under our belt too.
Definitely. As I can remember one day when I used to live in Korean, driving from Enniskillen to Korean, that's about 90 miles. And by the time I was leaving Enniskillen, I think it was a big sharp right turn for the old airport. I needed to go to the toilet, but it was like, I can't be bothered to stop. And by the time you got home, man, it's that relief. Of an hour and a half driving. But obviously you in a boxing ring and getting punched in the stomach and everything else, it's what is it with you and experiences? You have memories that, you'll be able to tell grandkids in the years to come of, here, I done this and I done this, and like, no, you didn't. I don't believe you.
I don't want any more experiences like that.
Well,
I want the rest smooth sailing.
You want the good, you want the great experiences to come now. Obviously, the videos and the pictures of you lifting the world title. That's I guess that's the memories you want more than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Your opponent's obviously been, Silvio Ortiz. That you're fighting. He's probably had nearly about 4 times as many fights as you as a pro.
Yeah, or so fights.
This will be his 69th.
Aye.
69th fight, but obviously, I guess in some ways you can't buy experience sometimes. Obviously, going in with someone that's got that much experience, and he's knocked over quite a few guys with prospects and stuff as well. I guess the good thing is, with you not being able to train and getting a good fight, good experience here, it's only going to lead you better when you come into your bigger fights again.
Yeah, definitely. I know he's not coming to lay down either. He's had a fight not that long ago, and he's been in the gym and he has been training, so he's not going to be no pushover. He's tough. He's very tough, and he's been on with world champions and world class fighters, so he knows what he's doing. I think I'm going to just be the bigger man in general anyway, so But no, I'm not expecting it to be an easy fight. I'm not expecting him to just come in and lay down. You know, he's going to come and fight. So we'll be expecting all scenarios on the night.
And obviously now being world ranked as well, I'd obviously seen it. It was either a tweet or a post you had on Instagram. Where obviously now it's a time for obviously the big promoters out there. You're putting yourself in a shop window. You need that lucky break. Sometimes I've been given a big promoter. Who would you ideally like to sign with? I'm guessing probably more for the American and probably the UK and Ireland scene is probably, I'd probably say Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, I think Eddie Hearn will be the number one on the list. No, I think we're at the stage now. Well, we need a promoter now. You know, and we have something to offer. You know, number 10 in the world. Hopefully, we're going to work our way down pretty quickly. NABA champion. You know, so we have something to give now. You know, 16-0, soon to be 17-0. Everything goes well. So I think Eddie Hearn would be at the top of our list. And I want more fights in the UK. I want big fights in the UK, domestic fights, whatever. I want to push on and get close to this world title.
I guess we've seen obviously recently he's signed Kevin Adjarko and he's signed Gary Cully. He already has Katie Taylor as well. And you know, I know when I spoke to him in Nottingham in March, he was saying he always loves Mexicans and he loves Irish because they're exactly what you want. So we're obviously going to tag Eddie and obviously highlight once again, obviously your talents. But Eddie, pick up the phone and speak to Connor and get him signed and help him achieve his dreams in the sport.
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously,
we can try. He might not watch it, but we can try.
we can try. We definitely can. Maybe start calling him a few names, and that might get him out as well. But obviously, you know, you come through in 3 weeks' time. Are you sort of coming back home again? Or are you going to stay out and maybe get another fight? What's the sort of plans this time?
Well, we had a flight. I have a return flight on a Sunday, so I'm going to come home for 1 week only. I get home on a Monday, and I'm going to fly back the following Monday. And then prepare for the next fight. Then after that, we was going to stay out, but because I already have a return flight home, you know, I can come home, take a few days off, get back to the gym at home with Garrett Duffy and that, my old amateur coach, and then come straight back in and get straight back in the sparring when I get back here in Florida.
I guess sometimes, particularly when you have kids and stuff like that as well, you know, it's obviously very tough for you being out there not seeing them for weeks and weeks upon end. But even getting home and seeing them for a few days, you don't want to lose too much of an insight into what they're doing because they grow up so fast that you get to see them for a few days. You know, them running at the airport at you shouting "Daddy, Daddy." That's the memories you want.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'll be happy to get home for a week and come back and then prepare for another fight. You know, be much harder staying out here for the full time. You know, my coach would love to keep me out here to December and try and get as many fights as we can, and that's best of time. But it's too much being away from away. I have 2 kids, I have a boy and a girl, and I just can't be away from them that long.
Definitely, it's quite right as well too. I guess, you know, it's like 3 weeks time, you know, is it sort of, you sort of putting yourself in that shop window now where you maybe have to go in and knock Silvio Ortiz out to sort of make a statement? Is there going to be any I was going to say, is there going to be any TV of it as well? I know your last fight, there was problems with the stream, we couldn't get on.
I'm not too sure. I haven't asked too much about this fight, you know, because I haven't really been promoting it. Sorry. No, just getting on. Want to get another one under my belt, get things flowing again, and then just push on from there. But I definitely want to go on. I want to blow Ortiz away. I want to make a statement in this fight. You know, it's I need to prove where my level's at. You know, and I need to be knocking these guys out.
Definitely, I guess it's sometimes the knockouts that make more of a scene. A couple of video clips and people's going, "Who's that?" And then they realize that obviously that you're looking for a promoter, and the next thing you're landing your feet and you're on the bout in Rolls Royces and stuff like that. You know, living the life. But we also want to thank you for coming on once again and having a chat with us. It's always good to catch up every once in a while. It's great to see you obviously flying the Irish flag and flying it high out in America. 17-0 coming in 3 weeks' time. and I'm sure we'll catch up again soon, Connor.
I appreciate it, Stephen. Good man.
100%, mate. Cheers. Take care.
Care.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye.